Welcome back, everybody. This is the D to the L to the N, the DLN Sports, and this is the Cashline. Appreciate everybody tuning back in. Didn't do no MLB yesterday. Totally focused on NASCAR. Didn't really work out the way I wanted to. I had one person let me down. And that was Clint Boyer, but we'll get back into that. Hope everybody had a good Father's Day. You know what I mean? I did. Hope everything went good for y'all. We had the Michigan Firekeepers, y'all. That NASCAR race, fast track, fast race. It was a good, exciting race. I put 5 lines in there, and I had Clint Boyer in 4 of them. So it tells you how that went. But I'll get more deep into it. My big baller, my shot caller, my slate changer today, y'all, for that NASCAR was Kyle Larson. He was my pick as soon as I woke up, and he was my pick when I went to sleep. You know what I mean? He's the best driver in NASCAR right now. At least I feel he is. You know what I mean? He's been dominating pretty much the whole year, on and off. And that's his second win at this track. He had 85 fantasy points. So that's what you want. Anytime you up at that over that 75 point up to 100, you know what I mean? That's where you want to be. Butt squeaker of the night. Well, that was that T.Y. Dillon. I was on him pretty much all day at 6,100. He got me 41 fantasy points. He was 38% owned, which ain't as good as you want for that low price problem. You're trying to find somebody at that low price that's not too highly owned. Now, the other butt squeaker of the day that I didn't have, but a lot of people who was on the winning lineups had, was that Bane, Bayne. Bane, he's one of the butt squeakers of the night, y'all. 6,100, 16% owned, 37 fantasy points. So he did his thing, and I didn't see him. He came out of the woodwork on me. Now, my maggot of the night, we always got one. My maggot of the night is going to be Clint Boyer, y'all. Yeah, it's going to be Clint Boyer. He was in 7th place. It finished in 26th place, but he was in 7th place with like 16 laps to go. Ran up against the wall, burned the caution out, got sent back. -3 points, -3 fantasy points. Anything you get me, anytime you give me a minus on anything, I don't even care what sport it is. Anytime you give me a minus on anything, you are automatically the maggot of the day, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Now the top 5 positions last night, like I say, the big baller, the shot caller, the slate changer, y'all, was Kyle Larson, 1st place. That Chase Elliott had a good race. Ended up finished 2nd. I was looking at him, had him on a couple lines, just not the right one. Now that Chase Elliott got 51 fantasy points. And then you got that Logano got 45 fantasy points, and really did his thing. For that third place, you got to remember he ended his slump because he won this last year, so I was pretty high on him. That Denny Hamlin ended up finishing 4th place, and then you got that Jamie McMurray finished in 5th. Now, somebody else who had a good race was that Truex. He had 74 fantasy points. And like I said, y'all, that's what you want. Anytime you can get in that area with 74 fantasy points, anywhere between there and 100, you're doing your thing. So like I said, had a good time. Totally focused on NASCAR yesterday, and didn't really work out. But that's fantasy, y'all. You know what I mean? Anybody tell you they winning every night is lying to you. Please believe it. Now on that MLB today, because of my work schedule and everything, I'm going to them turbo slates. So I'm going to be in that 2-game 735 turbo and that 3-game 805 turbo. Because one thing about it, if you're not comfortable with a slate, don't do it. You know what I mean? If you ain't got the time because of your work or family or kids or whatever the situation may be, if you ain't got the time to totally invest yourself when it's a 10 games or above or something like that, might as well not even do it. Because there's a lot of boys out there that's researching to the end of the world. You know what I mean? And they're going to have the upper hand on you. You know what I mean? Especially on them bigger slates. At least that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I'm not feeling or I don't have time to totally research them big slates, I go to the turbo slates. And I actually been doing pretty good at it. Like I said, this is fantasy, no guarantees, and you can't guarantee a win at anything. But I tell you one thing, I've been doing good on them turbo slates. Not today. Now I might throw a mix and match here and there, but my main basis on that 2-game slate is going to be that the pitcher out of San Francisco, Cueto, at 9,100. I like him. I like his upside. When you're on them small slates, you need that one guy that goes. If you ain't got that one guy that goes, you're going to be out the money. So he's the highest pitcher on that slate, and so I'm going to take him, Cueto, and I'm also going to attack Dickey out of Chicago with them San Francisco bats. So it's basically going to be San Francisco, y'all, and that first turbo slate. And like I say, one thing here in the Cashline, what we do is we find that worst pitcher statistically, number wise, however you want to put it, your eye test, however you feel about that pitcher, and we take that worst pitcher on the slate and we attack it. And that's what we're gonna do. And I feel like if we do that consistently every time, they're the worst pitcher on the slate for a reason. And if you're the worst pitcher on the slate, we're gonna treat you like the worst pitcher on the slate, and we're gonna attack you. Sometimes it don't work, sometimes it bites you, but I believe the numbers don't lie, and I believe if you do it consistently 10 times, 7 out of the 10 times you're gonna come out on top. You know what I mean? It's an odds game, y'all. It's a numbers game, and you gotta remember we playing price points and we playing matchups. We ain't playing names. You can have a lineup full of stars and your ball be way down here somewhere, not even close to the cash line. And you can make a balanced lineup. Look at the winning lineups in these sports. Look at the winning lineups, and there's always them 2-3 people on there you never heard of. You know what I mean? Why is that? You know what I mean? There's a reason for that. You know what I mean? This ain't star ball. This is fantasy, and you're playing price points and matchups. Now in that 3-game 805 turbo, I'm going to be going with Chicago, pretty much the top pitcher on the slate, Lester at 10.5. I'm going to attack that Texas pitcher, Bivens, who's the worst pitcher on that slate. So I'm going to attack Pittsburgh's pitcher with them Texas bats. Attack the Texas pitcher, with them Toronto bats. So I'm going Chicago with Lester at 10.5, and then I'm going to attack the worst pitcher on the slate. And to me, that's the Texas pitcher, and I'm going to attack him with them Toronto bats, and that's not a problem because I already like them Toronto bats. You know what I mean? The Batista and the Donaldsons and things like that. So I know that's a short little MLB thing, y'all, but that's where I'm going to be at today. And like I said, I really enjoyed that NASCAR. Starting to get more and more into it, starting to like it a lot more, getting a lot more feedback, and talking to a lot of people, and talking to some people on some other sites that's really helped me improve my game on that NASCAR. So, and like I said, y'all stick around, man. Hang on. When this NFL start, we're going to take this thing, we're going to go to the moon. Please believe it. You know what I'm saying? That's not just talk. It's facts. The numbers don't lie. And the guys I got in here compile what we did last year on the NBA and the NFL. When those two sports start, Cashline is going to be a problem. They already starting to see the logo. So, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you hit that follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Join the Cashline on Facebook. Dan Nicholson, throw you in that private chat. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be doing some bigger things once that NFL starts. A lot of different things and different formats, and we're gonna get into a lot of deep detail when it comes to that, because that's where we're going for the bang bang. You know, once that NFL starts, we're going for the bang bang and try to change some people's lives in here. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all know what it is. Cashline, baby. Have a good day.